Screen left by Lindquist. Now picks up his dribble, passes it right side. Dak with it. Dak top of the key. Now Carter Mick. Guarded closely by Mari Shoemaker. Pulls up a long three. Got it!
High school basketball on the Ticket is brought to you by Union Bank and Trust, Sunbelt Rentals, Doane University, Hamilton Telecommunications, the NDOT Highway Safety Office, Play It Again Sports, the Nebraska Army National Guard, and Jimmy John's.
Back to Ngoyi, 2:21 to play. First quarter, 10-7, Lincoln Southeast with the lead and the basketball. Three ball on the way, and it's good by Mari Schumacher. Right side in the lane, off the glass, too strong. The tip try, it's in. There's the horn. George Siebel wins it at the buzzer.
Now, calling all the action, here are Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman.
3.5 weeks ago, we put a bow on the high school football season at Memorial Stadium, and man, it feels good to be back indoors inside a basketball gym as we officially kick off our coverage this fall and winter, as with all roads lead to Pinnacle Bank Arena in March. Nick Sainert coming to you live from Lincoln North Star High School ahead of our first basketball game here on the Ticket for the 2025-26 season, and it's between the Lincoln High Lynx and the Lincoln North Star Gators. Once again, Nick Sainert with you on your Friday night. Thanks to Austin Norman, Nick Wyman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, pushing all the buttons, making sure we stay connected back in our studios, 1040 O Street in downtown Lincoln. Got a good inter-city matchup tonight between the Gators and the Lynx. The Gators, the home team on the scoreboard, come in with a 2-1 record overall, while the visiting Lincoln High Lynx have a 4-1 mark here in 2025. Now, it's a little bit different. It might be a little misleading. There's a lot of unanswered questions surrounding this Lincoln High basketball team. More so, haven't necessarily played the toughest of competition. But now, once again, similar to what we talk about throughout all of sports, you can't fault anybody for playing who they have to play. The schedule is the schedule. And for Lincoln High, tonight starts a trio of 3 consecutive road games. Not only tonight, but also at Burke coming up next, and then at Grand Island to follow the matchup against the Omaha Burke squad up in the Metro. But once again, 3 of their 4 wins this season have come against smaller teams from the state of Missouri. One of them they had to travel out of state for. The other 2 came to the capital city of Lincoln. They beat a struggling Fremont team 72-25, and then also knocked off Buena Vista 79-40. And so tonight's going to be the toughest test that Lincoln High and head coach Richie Ross have faced to this point this season. But that does not discredit what some of their guys can do. A high-flying offense that also presses a lot defensively. We're going to see Lincoln North Star get tested in full court action from the get-go tonight. Richie Ross likes to provide a little bit of pressure, and one of the guards for Lincoln North Star that we'll talk about in just a moment, Jordan Castor, will have his hands full at defeating that Lincoln High press. But once again, Lincoln High, a team trying to get back to the epicenter at the state tournament at Pinnacle Bank Arena for the first time as a program since 2010. And Brady Nick is going to be the secret sauce if that happens here in 2026. Brady Nick on the year, averaging 21 points per game, close to 22 per contest, also adds 6 rebounds and 5 assists per matchup as well. It's going to be an exciting one tonight as Lincoln High Lynx come in with that 4-1 record here in the early stages of the season. For the Lincoln North Star Gators, led by head coach Brian Castor, they started out the season 0-1 with a 1-point narrow loss to Lincoln Southeast, a team that actually knocked them off in the first round of the state tournament last season. But after that 1-point loss, they bounced back with 2 pretty comfortable wins against Grand Island in a blowout fashion, 88-14, and in a much more competitive action, they knocked off the Lincoln Northeast Rockets 52-42. And as I mentioned, Lincoln Southeast, knocked off North Star last year in the first round of the state tournament. They have made the Gators 2 of the last 3 state tournaments. However, no titles, no runner-up appearances for the Gators program. They're led offensively by a trio of guys that we'll talk endlessly about here tonight. I mentioned earlier the number 22, the leader of this North Star Gators team, a guy who as a junior playing his 3rd year of varsity action, Jordan Castor, averaging close to 18 points per game, Easton Schweitzer adds 13.5, and then Jayshawn Afu is in double figures with 10.3 points per contest as well. G. Gatwich, who is a real shifty athlete on the floor for head coach Brian Castor in this Lincoln North Star Gators squad, he contributes 8.5 points per game as well. These two teams getting ready for not only Christmas break, but also the HAC tournament on the other side of it. We'll have plenty of coverage throughout the next couple of weeks and months leading up to the first couple of weeks of March as we, as always, park ourselves at Pinnacle Bank Arena and bring you every single game from Class A to Class D2 for boys and girls action from Pinnacle Bank Arena in the state tournament in the early stages of March. But first, we have a lot of regular season basketball to play. Starting off tonight with, once again, the Lincoln High Lynx and their 4-1 record doing battle here on the road at Lincoln North Star High School and the 2-1 overall Lincoln North Star Gators. Nick Sainer with you. We'll step aside for a few minutes when we come back, starting lineups and tip-off from Lincoln North Star High School here on 93.7 The Ticket.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Your possibilities are endless at Doane University. Rooted in liberal arts, you can choose from undergraduate and graduate programs, all delivering real-world experience. At Doane University, we take a personal approach to education, giving you the guidance you need to own your future. It's not just our long history of innovative learning, it's the feeling of being surrounded by possibilities that makes us different. Now is your time. Apply today at doane.edu/apply.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com. Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Now back to first quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back into Lincoln North Star High School. Nick Sainert with you as we are getting ready for tip-off between Lincoln High and Lincoln North Star. Going to be a really exciting one. And Lincoln High trying to get to 5-1 on the season, led by head coach Richie Ross, as they come in off of back-to-back wins against Buena Vista 79-40 and Fremont before that 72-25. This is the first of 3 consecutive road games for Lincoln High coming up. And here is how head coach Richie Ross will start tonight's matchup. Number 0, Jackson Cruz, a Lincoln Northeast transfer from a couple of years ago. Number 3, Devereaux Sanders. Number 5, the leading scorer for the Lincoln High Lynx. It is number 5, Brady Nick, averaging 21.5 points per game, 6 rebounds per contest. Also out there, number 15, averaging 7 points per game, Boy Jock. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Lincoln High Lynx here tonight, it'll be number 24, the second leading scorer for the Lynx, averaging 13.5 per contest. It's number 24, Russell Rux. For the home team, wearing their white jersey tonight, it's the Lincoln North Star Gators, led by head coach Brian Castor. Out there for the Gators, it'll be G. Gatwich, Easton Schweitzer, Jaquise Fowler, Will Schaefer, and their leading scorer averaging 17.7 officially, closer to 18 points if you want to round up. Number 22, the junior point guard Jordan Castor. The Gators in their home whites with the navy blue font across the chest, while the Lynx in their red unis, black writing and numbers, as the tip-off's going to be knocked out of bounds, waiting for an official signal. And it's going to be Lincoln High basketball after a couple of conversations by both referees. So we are underway. Lincoln High will go left to right from my vantage point as I sit here on one side of the gym. Lincoln North Star on defense here first, and they're going to get it started. The Lincoln High Lynx are on offense with Brady Nick. Nick will roll it right side, tries to drive baseline, cuts back into the lane, takes a little bit of a bump, and they're going to give him an early whistle here. I believe they're going to get this one on Will Schaefer. No, it's going to be on, number 2, G. Gatwich. And so that is Gatwich's first. And with that, it's going to send Brady Nick to the line here early on, as they called it a shooting foul. Nick on the season is shooting 30 of 35 from the line, and now make it 31 of 36. Good for just shy of 90% on the early stages of the season. It's 1-0 Lincoln High here early on, 7:50 to go in the first quarter. Nick Sainert with you from Lincoln North Star High School. The second free throw on the way for Nick, and it does also good. So 2-0 early advantage for Lincoln High, as Castor's going to sprint his way across the timeline with a nice little spin move on Brady Nick. Junior guard on the senior Brady Nick. Here on the left side, it's Gatwich for Lincoln North Star. Down low on the elbow, it's Schaefer. Schaefer spins, and his shot is knocked out of bounds off of the deflection from Jackson Cruz of Lincoln High, and it'll stay on this end of the floor with the Gators. So baseline inbound here for Jordan Castor as he gets it into the left elbow. Now backing out to the perimeter is Will Schaefer. He hands it off top of the key. Now bouncing it left side, Jaquise Fowler with it. He bobbles the basketball. That intense defense of Lincoln High already affecting the North Star offense. 7 on the possession. They pass it left side to, that is Schweitzer. Schweitzer now to Castor with 3 on the possession. He takes a look. It's a half-court heave, and it misses everything. A strong initial defensive possession for the Lynx defense, and they'll get it back after a shot clock violation. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2-0 Lincoln High with the early lead in the basketball. As here on the left side, Devereaux Sanders. Sanders gets caught just outside of the lane. He finds a cutting Brady Nick, who takes a fadeaway jumper. He's fouled on the jump shot attempt. The jumper was no good. It was well short, and I believe they're going to get Jordan Castor with the bump and the foul, and that is Castor's first personal foul. Second team foul on the Gators, and so Nick goes back to the line to shoot 2 more, where he's 2 for 2. He misses that one, and we keep it a 2-0 game with 1 more free throw coming up. Brady Nick averaging just shy of 22 points per game. He's able to hit the second free throw. And Brady Nick now has 3 points on the evening. They lead it 3-0 due to the Lynx. We're driving it right side across the half-court line as Castor. He crosses over, standing on the logo at midcourt. He bounces it to his teammate, Will Schaefer, who's directing traffic, guarded closely there by Russell Rux. Now finding a backdoor cutting Castor. It's off his hands. It goes out of bounds. And another turnover for Lincoln North Star offensively as Lincoln High gets it back. And now Lincoln North Star is going to try to give them a taste of their own medicine as they extend the full court defensive pressure. Nick gets the inbound. He'll cross over. Jaquise Fowler now goes back the other way. Spin move at the timeline. He gets it across the half-court line with ease. Russell Rux, the second leading scorer for Lincoln High, has it near the baseline. Now inside the lane. He takes it. A little bit of contact down low on the layup attempt. No good. A full court pass down to Castor. He takes the bump, and he's going to be fouled on the attempt. A full court heave on the pass from Schweitzer down the floor after the defensive rebound to Castor. And Castor drew the contact, and he's going to the line to shoot 2 shots. The foul goes on Devereaux Sanders, the Lincoln High guard. That's his first, and the first free throw for Jordan Castor is good, and North Star finally breaks the scoring column. Jordan Castor, third year here at Lincoln North Star as the junior, third year on varsity. Been a 3-year starter for head coach Brian Castor. Now, after hitting on both free throws, it's 3-2. Lincoln High with an early 1-point lead as the gym here at Lincoln North Star High School continues to fill up. Top of the key, it's Devereaux Sanders. Left side, Brady Nick, guarded by Jaquise Fowler. He takes one dribble, passes it to Jackson Cruz, who drives the center of the lane. Fadeaway jumper, no good. And we're going to have a foul called against Boyd Jock as he went over the top of Jaquise Fowler to try to get that offensive rebound, and they whistle Jock for the personal. So that is Jock's first as well. And in the early 2 minutes of action here, we've had 4 total fouls. And this is a game that the physicality might be somewhat obvious as Castor underneath. Good find to G. Gatwich. And G. Gatwich is able to get his first bucket of the day. And he's on the board for a nice easy layup to give Lincoln North Star a 1-point lead. On the right side, Cruz to Brady Nick. Nick well beyond the 3-point line. Gives it to Cruz on the right side. Takes the bump. Thought about the jumper. Jackson Cruz just inside the 3-point line. Has to throw it back out to the safety net. Brady Nick near half court. Still 12 seconds on the possession. 5:26 to play in the first quarter. Devereaux Sanders, great defense by Castor. Forces him to give it up. Now they switch it. Cruz just inside the free throw line. Turnaround jumper. No good. It missed everything. Ball is still being fought for. The possession not reset because the ball did not hit the rim. And that horn you hear is a shot clock violation as it will go in the direction of Lincoln North Star. And Lincoln High struggling to find any rhythm on offense. Their 3 points have come from the charity stripe as they trail it 4-3 against Lincoln North Star. The Gators crossing the half-court line. It's Castor driving left side on Nick. He dumps it off. Schweitzer misses the bunny on the layup, and it's going to be tipped out, corralled by Lincoln High. Back the other way we go in the fast break opportunity. Sanders airmails the layup, but the follow-up is good by Russell Rux, and it is going to be 5-4 Lincoln High. Now Jaquise Fowler with it for the Gators. On the left side, Schweitzer. Schweitzer back to Fowler just inside the corner 3-point line. He almost dribbled it off his leg, gets it back, kicks it out top of the key. Castor bounce pass down low on the block, unable to be handled by Schaefer, and it's another turnover for the Gators as Lincoln High gets it back. Brady Nick runs it across the timeline. Cross-court pass, Cruz. Cruz dribbles into the double team, kicks it out. Rux, 3-ball left wing, far one. It's going to be off front iron, no good, and it's tipped around, and it's going in the direction of the Lincoln North Star Gators with 4:23 to play here in the first quarter. It's 5-4 Lincoln High, the 1-point advantage. No substitutes for either side to this point, almost halfway through quarter number 1. Gatwich crossing the half-court line, dribbling it with his right hand, almost lost possession of it. Now the defender will increase the heat as he almost lost the basketball, driving through a double team, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul called on Jackson Cruz for reaching in. That's going to be Cruz's first. So baseline inbound here for Jordan Castor and Lincoln North Star. They're going to throw it underneath, and Gatwich unable to hit the easy layup. And Lincoln High able to get the basketball back after the miss as Brady Nick will bring it up the floor. Working on Castor, drives in the lane. Nick, floater, easy. And it's 7-4 Lincoln High with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. North Star trying to push the pace a little bit on the far corner. That pass almost deflected, taken away as it gets itself back to the half-court line. Castor trying to, on the dribble drive, left-handed layup off the glass, and it falls for Jordan Castor. So a nice job there by Jordan Castor as he gets his first 2-point bucket to fall on the right side. Jackson Cruz tries a long 3-point shot, misses everything, and it's going to be Lincoln North Star basketball here in just a moment. I made a mistake that I said that the foul previously was on Jackson Cruz. They actually called it on Boyd Jock, who's now committed his second personal foul. So they're going to have to bring in Kingston Cruz, who is subbed in and immediately picks up his first personal foul on a reach-in. And so with that, 3 minutes, 21 seconds to play in the first quarter. It's 7-6 Lincoln High. Lincoln North Star has the basketball, working right to left from my vantage point on the left wing. It's Gatwich. Gatwich holding the basketball above his head inside in the middle of the lane. It's Schaefer, turnaround off the glass, way too strong. And Nick gets bumped on the defensive rebound for Lincoln High, and it's going to be a foul going the other way. Already 8 fouls. That is Gatwich's second personal foul. So already 7 total fouls, 4 on the Lynx, 3 on the Gators here in the first 5 minutes of action. Crossing the half-court line is Cruz. Cruz gets it to Devereaux Sanders. Sanders bounce passes it, almost taken away to Russell Rux, working on the smaller Castor in the lane. He gets it stripped. It's off of Lincoln North Star. Gators thought that it might have bounced off of the right leg of Russell Rux as he went up to try to attempt a layup, but the Stripes say otherwise. So baseline inbound underneath their own hoop for Lincoln High. They get it into Rux, 2:47 to play in the first quarter, 7-6 Lynx. Cruz in the lane, off the glass, way too strong, missed it, and Jackson Cruz is now 0 for 4 shooting the basketball tonight. On the right side, Schweitzer finds a cutting Fowler, backs out to the corner, far side, driving baseline, good pump fake underneath. Fowler off the glass from the left side of the rim, and it's in. And Lincoln North Star takes an 8-7 lead after the Jaquise Fowler layup. Nice job. A good find there by Schaefer as he drove baseline along that far side. And nice shot fake by Will Schaefer. And then he inevitably found Jaquise Fowler, top of the key. Here is Devereaux Sanders, 2:01 to play, opening quarter here at Lincoln North Star High School. Russell Rux with it near the logo, working on Fowler, tries to beat him off the dribble, able to do so. A nice finish at the rim. And now here's Castor after the inbound pass. A really nice job by Russell Rux on the right side. Castor takes the bump, finishes through the harm. And Jordan Castor continuing to make plays. He'll go to the line to shoot one more after this foul on Kingston Cruz, which is number 2 on Cruz. And so once again, Boyd Jock committed 2 early fouls, so they subbed Kingston Cruz into the game. Now, here still in the first quarter, Kingston Cruz just committed 2 of his own, and so they have to sub Jeray Hugley into the game, number 2 in red. Castor unable to hit on that free throw to try to convert the 3-point play, so it keeps it a 10-9 ball game. Brady Nick with the basketball for Lincoln High. Pull-up jumper near side, and it tickles the twine. A nice job by Brady Nick, as Nick giving Lincoln High's offense life, but quickly a full-court heave all the way down the floor to Makai Jackson, and Jackson's able to score on the doorstep for Lincoln North Star, and it's back to a 1-point North Star advantage, 12-11. A lot of contact down on the Lincoln High side of the floor, and no whistle is blown. Underneath, after a turnover, Jaquise Fowler able to lay it in, and North Star, they're starting to turn defense into offense as Jaquise Fowler now has 4 points after he converts that layup. We are under 50 seconds to play in the first quarter, 14-11. A fast-moving first quarter of action here. Brady Nick with it near the logo at the top of the key now, working on Schaefer. Pulls up, contested three, hits the front iron. It does not fall. Castor collects the rebound. Now he has it across the timeline, behind the back dribble at the left wing, kicks it out. Three ball, far corner. It's good for number 10, Kamorion Taylor. And Taylor is able to extend the North Star lead 17-11. We have a whistle, and I believe we may have had a technical. It is a technical foul on number 10, Kamorion Taylor. And so with that, Brady Nick is going to get a couple of free throws here for Lincoln High. Brian Castor, not a fan of that call. However, I will say, after Lincoln North Star 2 possessions ago was able to get a layup to answer Lincoln High's score themselves, Mekhi Jackson stared Lincoln High defenders in the face in kind of a taunting manner. And I almost mentioned it, but the game was moving so quickly that we didn't have time to stop and mention it. And now the second free throw is good by Brady Nick, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. But that time I was making a mark on my sheet, and when I looked up, play had stopped, and a technical foul had been called on Kamorion Taylor. So it is 17-12, Lincoln High with the basketball, 15 seconds to play in the first quarter. Here is Jackson Cruz, top of the key, working on Jaquise Fowler. Dribbles between the legs, beats him off the dribble, right-handed layup, no good, gets his own miss, puts it back up, too strong again, and finally the Gators get the defensive rebound. Castor heaves it with 1 second on the clock. It's no good. It hit the backboard and then front iron, and after one fast-paced quarter of play, it is 17-12, Lincoln North Star with a lead of 5 over the Lincoln High Lynx. We'll be back with second quarter action here in just 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Now back to second quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right, we've all had a chance to now catch our breath after a somewhat hectic first quarter that included 10 total fouls, 7 against Lincoln High, 3 against the Gators of Lincoln North Star, one of those against Lincoln North Star coming in the final moments in the form of a technical foul. The Gators will start with the basketball, up 17-12. Here's a cutting Jaquise Fowler, left side of the lane, and he gets the layup to fall through the contact. Good defense, good job walling up defensively by Russell Rux. A better job by Jaquise Fowler of finishing at the rim. So now he has 6 points on the evening. Defensive pressure by Jaquise Fowler knocks that ball out of bounds, out of the hands of Devereaux Sanders for Lincoln High. The Lynx will get it back. As with 7.5 minutes to go, it's 19-12. Lincoln North Star on top of the Lynx. They'll inbound it to Russell Rux. Rux averaging 13.5 per game here this season. He gets picked up by Schaefer across the timeline. He's dribbling it on the right side. 7:18 to play. Second quarter, still 12 seconds on the shot clock. They've tried to find a cutting Cruz. He gets it knocked out of his hands. It's deflected on the shot attempt. They're going to say Mekhi Jackson of Lincoln North Star touched it last, and it goes into the student section on the side to my right here into Lincoln North Star students who are decked out in their ugly Christmas sweaters. Baseline inbound, they get it inside up top, or rather, to Russell Rux, who passes it quickly to Brady Nick. Nick dumps it off. Hugley with it, looking for help, and had no clue that the shot clock was getting ready to expire, and it's a shot clock violation charge against the Lincoln High Lynx offense. Second time they've been whistled for that here in the first quarter and a minute or so. 7 minutes, 1 second to play in the first half. Jordan Castor, Lincoln North Star Jr., dribbles it left side, is able to beat his defender off the dribble, tries to put up the finger roll, able to get it to go, and it's 21-12 after Jordan Castor adds another 2 to his total. He now has 8 points on the evening. Near the logo, it's Russell Rux. Working right side now, Jackson Cruz, as he gives it into the corner to Brady Nick. Nick working on Taylor. He turns around, shoots the mid-range jumper, and it's no good, but a whistle and a stoppage for a defensive foul, and Brady Nick's going to go back to the line to shoot 2 more shots. I believe they're going to get number 4, Jaquise Fowler, for that one. That's his first personal foul. First team foul of the second quarter on the Gators, and it's going to reward Brady Nick with 2 free throw shots. Nick on the evening already has attempted 6 of them. He's 4 for 6, now make it 5 for 7 after he's able to convert on the first attempt. It is 21-13. Lincoln North Star out in front by 8. As Nick takes 2 dribbles, spins the ball in his hands, and fires away. His second free throw is also good. And now Brady Nick, 6 of 8 from the charity stripe here before we're a quarter and a half into this one. Castor will speed it up across the half-court line, bounces it left side. Kamorion Taylor, three-pointer. It's good. And Taylor is fired up as he hits his second three-pointer. And there he goes, as it is now a double-digit Lincoln North Star lead, 24-14 after that Taylor trifecta. Top of the key, it's Rux for Lincoln High. He backs down on Taylor at the right elbow, working on the smaller defender, and Russell Rux is able to shake him off. A nice move by Russ Rux, and Rux is able to add 2 to his total to make it 24-16, back to just an 8-point ball game in favor of the Gators. Left side, Castor. Castor, right elbow, working on the defender, takes the contact as he was working on number 11, Ikena Osuji, and Osuji unable to stay vertical, and he commits his first personal foul that'll allow Jordan Castor to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 shots. Castor on the day, 8 points. He is 2 for 3 from the free throw line here in the early going. The first one on the way, it falls, and now Castor is up to 9 points. He leads the team in points scored per game at 17.7 coming in. Castor, the junior, takes 1 dribble and launches. The second free throw is also good, and now Castor is in double figures with 10 points. 26-16, your score here at Lincoln North Star High School. Nick Sainert with you here on 93.7 The Ticket. Brady Nick with it on the left side. Now back to Cruz on the overhead pass. They floated over the top. That's a lazy pass that's corralled out of the air by Nick. He gets it out. Devereaux Sanders, much needed three-pointer, unable to hit. Going back the other way is Easton Schweitzer. He looks down the floor, and that will be a goaltending call as Kamorion Taylor got the layup off the glass. Jackson Cruz swatted it after it hit the backboard, and that is a goaltend in favor of Lincoln North Star. 28-16, your score, 5:26 to play in the second quarter. North Star leads by 12 points, their largest advantage of the evening. Left side, Jackson Cruz dribbles into the double team. Now Russell Rux bounces it right side, Brady Nick. Overhead pass left wing, Cruz with it. Working on Schweitzer, kicks it out, 3-ball. Osuji, that one is good. And Ikena Osuji, a much-needed three-pointer for Lincoln High, as it is now 28-19, back to a single-digit deficit for the Lynx, but Lincoln North Star back in action off the glass. Too strong on the layup attempt by Castor from the left side. He tried to scoop it up with his right hand, unable to do so. Cruz, pull-up jumper, elbow, drains it. Jackson Cruz finally gets on the board. He now has 2 points, and it's a 28-21 ball game in favor of Lincoln North Star, who also has the basketball. Bouncing it, Castor with it. Thought about trying to get it down low to Schaefer, unable to do so. Kamorion Taylor floater, well short on that one. Good defensive pressure by Jackson Cruz and Brady Nick. Richie Ross yelling at Russell Rux to get down the floor as Lincoln High is quickly trailing. Left side, Devereaux Sanders to Jackson Cruz. Cruz with it, pulls up long three. Missed that one badly. A good strong box out by Jordan Castor on Ikena Osuji. And Lincoln North Star will slow down the pace for a moment. And then once they hit the timeline is when they usually speed it up, and that's exactly what happens. On the left side, Jaquise Fowler with it. Back to Castor, right in front of the Lincoln High bench. Top of the key, Schweitzer looking for his first points. He's able to connect from deep, and it's 31-21. Back to a double-digit lead for Lincoln North Star, and we have a timeout on the floor called by Brian Castor and Lincoln North Star here with 3:49 to go until halftime. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to second quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
(31-21) is your score here in the late period of the second quarter. 3 minutes and 49 seconds to play until halftime. At halftime, we'll send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Nick Wyman, Austin Norman standing by. They'll have, I'm sure, a lot of thoughts from the college football playoff game that's going on. 7-0 in favor of the Sooners over the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm sure there's a couple places cheering for the Oklahoma Sooners tonight. One of them is obviously the folks in Norman, but potentially the folks in Ann Arbor as well, as Michigan continues to search for a new head coach. As Lincoln High trails by 10 out of the Lincoln North Star timeout. On the right side, Russell Rux with the basketball. Top of the key, it's Jackson Cruz working on Castor. He stops, hesitates, pulls up, misses it badly. Jackson Cruz maybe single-handedly shooting his way out of being on the floor. If you're head coach Richie Ross, or more so Lincoln High, from keeping this one within reach. Down by 10 are the Lynx. Down low, Schaefer working on Cruz. He gets him to jump on the pump fake, and he finishes with the left hand. Nice job by Will Schaefer. And it's now a 12-point Lincoln North Star advantage yet again, 33-21. We are inside 3 minutes to play in the first half. Left side, Rux. Now top of the key near the logo, it's Brady Nick. Nick, the senior, averaging well over 21 points per game. Top of the key, Nick. Working on Jaquise Fowler, backing him down inside the fingernail. Now left side, it's Rux. Rux with the basketball, working on the smaller defender, dribbles into the double team, spins around, almost had the floater to go. It touched every part of the rim, but it bounced out. Down the floor, here comes Taylor. He can't hit the layup from the right side of the lane. And now here we go with Lincoln High yet again going their direction. Brady Nick with it on the right wing, working on Fowler, crosses over left then right. Nick looking, fighting through contact, able to get the jumper to go, and it's 33-23. Lincoln North Star now leads by just 10. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the first half. Castor across the timeline he goes. The junior passes it right side to Taylor, to Schaefer. Schaefer on the far corner. Back to Castor, working on Ikenna Osuji. Right side through cross-court pass. Barely corralled by the Gators offense. Here's Schweitzer now back at the top of the key as they reverse the basketball. Still 17 seconds on the possession for this Lincoln North Star Gators offense. Schaefer working on Jackson Cruz, spinning right, then left, now back out. Down low, Fowler is going to be fouled on the floor before he attempted a layup by number 3, Devereaux Sanders. That'll be Sanders' second. And Lincoln High quickly into a little bit of foul trouble there in that first quarter. They've done a decent job managing it here in quarter number 2. But as we have a timeout on the floor, we'll go ahead and it's just a timeout. As I was mentioning, though, in that first quarter, in the first half of the first quarter, so in the first 4 minutes of play, Boyd Jock and Kingston Cruz both committed 2 personal fouls for Lincoln High apiece. So both of them had to sit on the bench. Kingston Cruz was actually Boyd Jock's replacement. And so with that, then they had to turn to Ikenna Osuji. And Osuji picked up 1 personal foul, but he's done a really good job of kind of steadying the ship. And now here, Devereaux Sanders has 2 personal fouls. No real foul trouble for the North Star Gators. Gatwich has 2 personals. Jaquise Fowler has 1, and Jordan Castor has 1 tied to his name. After the 30-second timeout by Lincoln High, it'll be North Star Gator basketball. They'll get it underneath their own bucket. Schweitzer with it, top of the key, finally connected on a three-pointer just a moment ago, and he's able to get a layup to fall after a nice action out of the baseline inbounds play to make it a 35-23 ball game. Top of the key, Rux, pull up, jumper, no good from beyond the arc, and off back iron it goes where Gatwich is able to clean it up. So Gatwich will bring it across the timeline. He gets picked up by Brady Nick near the logo. He dribbles it off to his right side, now hands it off to Fowler, who dribbles left wing. Castor to the top of the key, hesitates, floater, tries to get it down low to Schaefer, finally able to corral it. They try to find a cutting Jaquise Fowler, somehow fights through contact. He falls, hits the floor, and is still able to get the floater to fall. It is now 37-23, as on the left side, Russell Rux with the basketball, looking around, still looking, surveying his options before handing it off to Jackson Cruz. Brady Nick with the basketball, right side in front of the Gators bench, inside the lane, kicks it out, far corner, Rux driving baseline, he passes it through to the other side, Ikena Osuji, left wing Cruz spins on Fowler, 10 on the possession, the floater no good, and the rebound is fought for, and I believe we're going to have a foul called on Jordan Castor, and that's number 2 on him. Castor not a fan of that foul call, however, it is what the Zebras whistled for, and so it's going to be a baseline inbound play here for Lincoln High with 29 seconds on the game clock, and shot clock is dark. They'll inbound it to Russ Rux on the right wing. Rux down low, working, now kicks it out. Osuji, 3-ball on the way, too strong. Castor with the miss, cleans up the miss. Castor, 3-on-2 break, left side, Schweitzer hesitates, pulls up, jumper, too short. Offensive rebound, Castor. 11 seconds on the clock still. Castor slips and falls. He dribbles it off his leg. Castor is pleading his case to the official. He got in the face of the official, explaining that he should have been fouled on that play. And he's lucky that they did not whistle a technical on Jordan Castor for getting right up in the face of the official. But nonetheless, Lincoln High gets it right back. 6 seconds to go. Rux drives right side on Schweitzer. The up and under off the glass. It's blocked. It goes out of bounds to the Gators. After Osuji tried to clean up the miss, unable to do so, it goes off of his mitts, out of bounds, and with 1.0 seconds exactly, it will be Lincoln North Star basketball up by 14 here in the second quarter. They get it in. Schaefer turns, heaves it. He did not get it off in time, and that will do it for the first half of play from Lincoln North Star High School. Your score at the break, Lincoln North Star 37, Lincoln High 23. We'll step aside. We'll send it back to our 93.7 The Ticket studios for the halftime show, and we will go ahead and come on back in just a few minutes with the start of the third quarter here from Lincoln North Star High School on 93.7 The Ticket.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Welcome back to high school basketball on 93.7 The Ticket. Calling all the action, here is Nick Sainert.
What is up, everybody? This is Nick Wyman back in the studio at 93.7 The Ticket here. Halftime, Lincoln North Star leading 37-23 over Lincoln High. At halftime, Nick Sainert on the call. As I said, Lincoln North Star leading 37-23 at the half. Scores around Class A right now at the halftime. At half, Millard North leading Omaha Central 26-13. Just down the road here in Lincoln Southeast leading Lincoln East at halftime 33-30. These are all boys' scores. Down the road, Columbus beating North Platte in the third quarter 35-24. Lincoln Northeast leading Grand Island at the half 37-10. Other action from across Class A, notable score, Bellevue West is trailing Creighton Prep at halftime at 35-25. A couple of their boys' scores. Class B, the Eastern Midlands Conference opening round of their conference tournament started today. Standing Bear beating Lincoln Northwest 49-44. Standing Bear advancing to the quarterfinals of the EMC tournament. Elkhorn beating Waverly 54-40 in that same tournament. And Blair beating Hastings 86-76. Over on the girls' side in Class A action, over at Lincoln North Star, they defeated Lincoln High 71-38. Elsewhere in Class A, Lincoln Southeast beating Lincoln East 58-43. And then in Class B, we have other EMC conference games going on. Gretna beating Hastings 38-29 in a low-scoring affair in the EMC play-in round. At the half in that same tournament, Waverly leading Lincoln Northwest 36-20 at the end of the first half. Other scores, college football, you got Western Michigan beating Kennesaw State 41-6 in the Myrtle Beach Bowl earlier this afternoon, and as well as NC State beating Memphis 31-7 in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Big one tonight, obviously, the college football playoff starting today as Oklahoma playing Alabama, a rematch from regular season play. Oklahoma currently leading Alabama 10-0, just the start of the second quarter. As I said, Oklahoma beating Alabama. Other scores from around, let's see if we got any college basketball going on tonight as a Friday night. Only one top 25 matchup tonight. BYU playing Abilene Christian tonight. That game does not start until 8:30 Central Time, as that is number 10 BYU playing Abilene Christian. A couple other scores in men's college basketball. You got Florida State beating Mississippi Valley State 86-42. Wisconsin playing Villanova at the half. Villanova leading Wisconsin 35-22. That same Wisconsin team that Nebraska beat a couple of days ago down here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And the other games from Power 5 Conference, we have Big East action tonight as Seton Hall continues to stack wins as Seton Hall defeated Providence 72-67. Other late games tonight, you have Cal hosting Morgan State and UCLA playing Cal Poly. As said, Oklahoma playing Alabama tonight in the college football playoff. You have the other three playoff games starting tomorrow. As I said, Oklahoma leading Alabama 10-0. Tomorrow, big day for college football in the NFL, obviously, of the college football playoff. First game tomorrow, Texas A&M playing Miami at 11 a.m. Eastern, followed by Ole Miss Tulane at 2:30. And to cap off your college football slate on Saturday, you have Oregon playing James Madison in the final first-round game of the college football playoff. NFL tomorrow, you got a couple of marquee games, I would say. One of them being marquee. You have the Commanders and the Eagles starting at 4 o'clock Central, followed by the big one, the primetime matchup at 7:20 kickoff Central Time between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. So we're going to send it right back to Nick Sainert over at Lincoln North Star as the Navigators are leading 37-23 over Lincoln High. And just again, Nick Sainert sending it back to him as you are listening here on 92.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome back to high school basketball on 93.7 The Ticket. Calling all the action, here is Nick Sainert.
Welcome back into Lincoln North Star High School. Nick Sainert with you here. Thanks to Nick Wyman and Os Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. As on your Friday night, we're not done after this. We'll have Nebraska Wrestling post-match show coming your way as the Huskers are taking on North Carolina tonight. They got a big weekend ahead, the Husker Wrestling team, with North Carolina tonight, but then number 5, Oklahoma State on Sunday afternoon. Both of those post-match shows will be available for you here on 93.7 The Ticket. Your score at the break, 37-23 in favor of the Lincoln North Star Gators. A lot for the Lincoln High Lynx to fix. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit more about it. We'll take a 30-second breather here from Lincoln North Star High School. Nick Sainert with you. We'll send it right back here in 30 seconds and start the third quarter of action in just a moment.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to third quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Third quarter action. We are getting ready to start in just about 8 seconds or so as the clock continues to dwindle. 37-23, your score at the break here at Lincoln North Star High School. Nick Sainert with you. Nick Wyman, Os Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Appreciate them. Great job so far by those two, making sure I stay on the air and hitting our breaks and all the times. And here we go. We're ready to start quarter number 3. Lincoln High will have the basketball. They will now go to the basket to my left as Lincoln High trailing by 14. Need to get Brady Nick a little more involved. And I say that as he's already the leading scorer, but Jackson Cruz only 1 for 8 shooting the basketball in that first half. As here quickly, Cruz misses the layup, make it 1 for 9. And Jordan Castor coming the other way now for Lincoln North Star. The Gators up by 14 currently under early stages of quarter number 3. As this pass deflected out of bounds, last touch by Ikena Osuji for Lincoln High. We talked about it in the in the late stages of the second quarter, how Lincoln High is in a little bit of foul trouble. We'll see how Richie two personal. Cast a reverse layup. He gets it to go, and he draws the foul on Jackson Cruz. And that is going to be another and one opportunity coming up for Jordan Castor, who on the day has 12 points currently, can notch his 13th if he's able to convert this free throw. Castor's free throw on the way, a line drive, it's good, and it is now a 17-point ball game in favor of the Gators, 40-23. On the right side, Cruz to Rux. Rux left side on the wing, now near corner. Here is Boy Jock, and he's able to connect for 3. Boy Jock able to drill the 3. And Jock now finally on the board for 3 points. Here on the right side, it's Castor. Jordan Castor, the junior. Bounces it. Now that pass lazily taken high. They get it to Nick. One-handed flush on the right side. There's Brady Nick as he was able to jump and flush it down. Castor now trying to push the pace after the make. Castor in the lane, kicks it out. Schweitzer, his second three on the way, unable to connect. Defensive rebound collected by Lincoln High, and the Lynx on a little 5-0 spurt have it on the left side. Devereaux Sanders in traffic, spins around, floater too strong. It's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Castor, who was trying to get the defensive rebound. It goes off his right mitt, and it will stay with the Lincoln High Lynx. 6:27 to play, third quarter. A 12-point. Lincoln High with the. He tosses it near the logo to Cruz. Cruz, right side now, Rux to Devereaux Sanders on the right wing. Using his screen left, back, bounce passes it inside. Jock back out top of the key. Nick gets closed out by Fowler. Back to Jock. 8 on the possession. Jumper on the way. Air ball, offensive board. Rux with the putback and the foul. And Russell Rux is going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. It is a 10-point ball game, 40-30, as Rux will try to make it a single-digit matchup. 40-30, 5:57 to go here in the third quarter. Plenty of time for Richie Ross's squad to get back into it. 5:57 to play, third quarter. Third quarter. The free throw by Rux is no good. Rebound tipped around a couple of times. Finally collected by Will Schaefer, and he gets it to Castor. A nice job by Russell Rux. Here in the lane, Castor dumps it out through Schweitzer. He dribbles in, too strong on the layup. The putback, Jaquise Fowler. And we have a timeout on the floor, as after that make, Brian Castor wants to talk things over with 5:39 to play in the third quarter. The Gators have extended their lead back to 12. It's just a 30-second timeout, so we'll go ahead and keep it right here. Once again, the Lincoln High Lynx came into this one 4-1 overall. This one was going to be their biggest test so far of the campaign. They have played a couple of schools from Missouri. So we're able to go to program. 72 to 40 win against Buena Vista. They started out the season 0-1 after losing by 1 point to Lincoln Southeast. But then they were able to follow that loss up with 2 wins against Grand Island in comfortable fashion, 88-14, and then Lincoln Northeast 52-42. Here, a little bit of a dogfight, 42-30, but Lincoln North Star's done a good job of keeping the Lynx at arm's length. Here, Lincoln High with the basketball, left side Cruz. He drives in the lane, shot blocked, and it's going to be out of bounds. Last touched by Castor after the Gatwich rejection. And underneath the bucket, it'll be Brady Nick to inbound for Lincoln High. Devereaux Sanders tripped, and so that option was not there. They get it into Rux, well beyond the three-point line on the far side. 18 seconds on the possession, 5:20 to play. Long three, Jackson Cruz once again unable to connect, and they throw it off of the Lincoln High defender off after the rebound. Jackson Cruz has not been able to connect from deep. He has still only hit 1 shot today as Gatwich with it on the left side. The dribble drive, center of the lane, off back iron, touches a couple parts of the cylinder. It does not fall. Going the other way. Here come the Lynx. Good pass fake. Devereaux Sanders can't connect on the three-point shot, but we're going to have a foul down low on the rebound attempt by Boyd Jock as Jock is whistled for pushing on the backside. Lincoln High starting to extend their defensive pressure as Castor gets the inbound. They get it now back to Schweitzer. Schweitzer back to Castor. Castor takes one dribble, looking for help, gets it back to Schweitzer. Now up the floor they go with Jaquise Fowler, who dribbles in the lane. Shot blocked by Jock, out of bounds, and it will stay on this end of the floor with 4:47 to play in the third. 42-30, your score. Lincoln High trailing by 12. Driving baseline after the inbound play is Schweitzer. He gets it to kiss off the front edge of the iron, and it's going to be 44-30. A nice job by Easton Schweitzer in the lane. Good backdoor cut. Layup is good by, Jayshawn Afu. That is the first time that we've seen Taylor able to connect on that one. Top of the key. Here's Castor. Dribble drive. Right side of the lane. Off the glass. Too strong. Put back. Gatwich is good. And it's back to a 14-point ball game. 46-32 with 4:15 to play in the third. Left side, it's Russell Rux. Rux with it. Hesitates. Dribbles in the center of the lane. Shot blocked. Put back try is finally able to go for Jackson Cruz. It's 46-34 with 4:01 to play in the third. Schweitzer with it on the left side. Schweitzer stops just shy of the free throw line, kicks it out. Fowler, the left-handed shooter, tries the three-point attempt. It will not go. Defensive rebound collected by Lincoln High and Devereaux Sanders. Sanders with it now near the logo to the right side to Cruz. He's crossing over, jump, short, barely grazed the front iron on that one. Richie Ross not happy with that shot attempt by Jackson Cruz. Castor will bring it across the timeline on the left side. 3 minutes, 28 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Castor crosses over, gets tripped, and we're going to have a blocking foul called against Lincoln High on Devereaux Sanders. (46-34) your score. Checking in for the first time, it'll be Isaac Rabago for Lincoln North Star as Will Schaefer takes a seat. 46-34, they get it inbounds on the right side. Jayshawn Afu unable to get it to fall, and it is now a 12-point ball game still for Lincoln North Star's favor. Castor the other way. He'll throw it down. He's able to do so with the right hand. It is now 48-34 with 2:56 to play in the third quarter. Every time Lincoln High tries to cut into this deficit, Lincoln North Star able to extend it yet again. Finally, we have a timeout on the floor as Richard Ross will lock things. Timeout will come back in 30 seconds here. 2:52 to play in the third quarter on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Now back to third quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
Center back from Lincoln North Star High School. Third quarter is your 2:52 to go in the third quarter. It is a 14-point ball game in favor of Lincoln North Star. Center with Nick Wyman. Storming back there on 93.7 The Ticket Studios. 2:52 to go in. Inbound it from right in front of their own bench. Here in the later stages of quarter number 3. Into the elbow. Now kicking out. Brady Nick, three-pointer. Good inside-out game action there by Lincoln High as they get their offensive rebound. Passing it right side. Driving in the lane. And the layup attempt is no good. Too strong by number 11, Ikena Osuji. And we have it out of bounds. Last touched by Jordan Castor of Lincoln North Star on that far sideline. And Lincoln High is going to get the basketball back. A tough spot to inbound for Lincoln High as Castor is continuing to plead his case that he was not out of bounds. Official doesn't want any of it. Sideline inbound here for Lincoln High. Looking to get it in. They finally do to Hughley. Hughley with it on the top of the key now left side of Osuji. Osuji back to Hughley. Hughley to Nick. Nick now passing right side Rux. Rux hit a big three-pointer just a few moments ago. He's backing his way into the lane. He's able to get it to fall. A nice move by Russell Rux. And Lincoln High trails now by 12, 48-36. Here on the right side, It's Jordan Castor. Castor, top of the key, in the lane. Almost got it taken away from him. Fowler back out to Castor. Trifecta opportunity. Jordan Castor able to get the three-pointer from the far corner to fall. It's 51-36. Lincoln High with the basketball now. Left side, top of the key, near the logo. Right wing, they work it. Here is Kamorion Taylor. Taylor jumper off front iron, no good. And the rebound is corralled by Afu. Afu up the floor. Fowler, left-handed layup, will not fall. Defensive glass cleared by the Lynx. Up the floor we go with Lincoln High. Asuji dumps it off down low. Pass deflected. Lincoln High gets it back. Cross court. Floating pass to Rux. He pops the tray. Won't get it to fall. And Afu collects the miss. A one-handed pass down the floor to Castor. Castor working on one defender. Three-pointer on the way. Wide open attempt. Will not go for Rabago. And the glass is cleaned up by Lincoln High. 1:07 to play in the third quarter. And in transition, we have a foul called on Lincoln North Star. Foul will go on Jordan Castor. That is going to be number 3 on him. Castor will sub out for the late stages of the third quarter. Makai Jackson as well as Will Schaefer check in for Castor and Schweitzer. So sideline inbound here for Lincoln High. Excuse me. As on the right side, it's Russell Rux. Rux working now, dribbles center of the lane, kicks it out, and we have a foul and a whistle on the floor. Charge to number 15, Isaac Rabago. So now a baseline inbound underneath their own bucket. They kick it in. Left side, three-point attempt on the way will not fall for Lincoln High. And a defensive rebound corralled by Will Schaefer. Here comes Jayshawn Afu with 47 seconds on the game clock. About a 20-second differential between shot clock and the game clock. Afu working on Brady Nick. 38 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tries to beat him off the dribble. Stops just past the free throw line. Missed the shot badly. Nick cleans up the miss. Now up the floor they go with Jackson Cruz, who gets it knocked out of his hands. Taken away. Makai Nelson going back the other way. Now he loses it. Let's reverse directions. Here is Jackson Cruz with it. He'll cross the timeline. The shot clock is dark with 16 seconds to play in the third quarter. Lincoln High trailing by 15, 51-36 to the North Star Gators. Now Cruz, shot fake, takes one dribble, jumper inside the three-point line. It's a long two, but Cruz is able to connect. Here's Afu as time winds down at the horn. The three-point attempt will not go, and that will signal the end of the third quarter. Your score, 51-38 in favor of Lincoln North Star. We start the final period of action when we come back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
There's only one place this holiday season to shop for the sports fan in your life and get cash back for slightly used sports items you don't need anymore. Play It Again Sports. Check out their selection of new and used items, including home fitness equipment like treadmills, exercise bikes, and ellipticals, and get your lift on with free weights, benches, and racks to add to your home gym. And don't forget, if you have anything slightly used to trade in, they'll give you instant cash. Holiday shopping starts and ends at Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Now back to fourth quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
You heard that right. Start of the fourth quarter here. Lincoln North Star High School. 51-38 is your score here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert with you, Nick Wyman, back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios as we have started the final period of play. 13-point Lincoln North Star advantage as Jaquise Fowler has it in the lane for the Gators, and he's bumped and fouled by Jackson Cruz. Cruz and Fowler have been going back and forth all night long. I think Cruz had to tell the official, hey, it's okay, we know each other, because both of those guys were jawing back and forth. Had to make sure there was no extracurricular. All in good play. So here on the right side, Fowler. Now to Kamorion Taylor. Taylor with the basketball. He tries to beat Brady Nick off the dribble, off the glass. A nice job. As Afu with it, or rather, excuse me, it was Jayshawn Afu on the finish. A nice job by Afu. Right side, it's Russell Rux. Rux to Cruz. 7:25 to go. Lincoln High needs some points. Trailing by 15. Brady Nick with the basketball. Brady Nick, right side of the lane, loses it out of his hands, and it will stay on this end of the floor with Lincoln High. 7 minutes, 15 seconds to go. 13-second show on the possession. Baseline inbound for Lincoln High. As Brady Nick's the inbounder, looking to get it in. They'll just throw it up top, and it's corralled by one of the Lincoln High guards, and we get a bump and a foul called on Jordan Castor. Brian Castor on that North Star sideline, not necessarily a fan of that whistle. Castor just got signaled for his 4th personal foul, and I think Richie Ross is going to call a timeout and talk things over with a 30-second timeout. So, once again, we currently sit here 53-38 your score in favor of Lincoln North Star. The Gators have done a really nice job every time Lincoln High has started to work their way back into this one. Done a really nice job of not only reapplying pressure, but also extending their original lead. 7 minutes and 13-second show here in quarter number 4, and every time Lincoln High has been able to get it within single digits, really. Lincoln High, like I said, Lincoln North Star able to get it back out to a 12, 14-point lead. In this case, a 15-point advantage, 53-38. It'll be a sideline inbound here for Lincoln High out of their 30-second timeout. Brady Nick will be the inbounder out there with Hughley, Jackson Cruz, Russell Rux, and Ikena Osuji. Lincoln High with the basketball, working to my left. A fresh possession. Rux, wide open 3, top of the key, off the iron, no good. And the rebound is fought for and won by Lincoln North Star, and a whistle and a foul is called on Ikena Osuji. And that will be Lincoln North Star basketball here in just a moment. Makai Nelson, Jayshawn Afu, Jaquise Fowler, Easton Schweitzer, and Will Schaefer into the game for Lincoln North Star. They're wearing the white jerseys with Gators across their chest. 6:52 to play, 4th quarter. 53-38 your score. Here on the top of the key near the logo, it's Schweitzer. Schweitzer will thought about taking the 3. Instead, here's Jaquise Fowler back out to Schweitzer. He'll pop the long 3-pointer on the way. It does not go. And with 6:35 to play, Lincoln High collects the defensive rebound. Russell Rux dribbles it across the timeline to Nick, working on a Afu. Turnaround jumper in double coverage, unable to get it to go. And Jayshawn Afu cleans up the miss. His pass up the floor is intercepted, this time by Boyd Jock as he was trying to get it to Fowler. Cross-court pass, Cruz. Shot fake, dribble, turnaround, jumper. No good, just not a good shot for Lincoln High. The Lynx and Richie Ross struggling to find the bottom of the bucket. 53-38 your score. 6:01 to play. 4th quarter, Richie Ross looking down his bench, just wondering, can somebody make a bucket? Jayshawn Afu working on Russell Rux. He'll back it out after dribbling into the lane. He'll back it out to the top of the key. Still 12 on the possession with Lincoln North Star up by 15, 53-38. In the lane, off the glass, Jayshawn Afu. 55-38, 17-point lead is the largest of the day for the North Star Gators. And we have a whistle away from the ball and a foul. I believe they're going to get Will Schaefer. No, they're going to get number 23, Makai Jackson. So Makai Jackson whistled for the foul. That's his first. 55-38, a North Star 17-point advantage. As Russell Rux checks out of the game, they'll bring Kamorion Taylor into the game. Top of the key. Here is Devereaux Sanders. Turnaround from the elbow. Gets it to go. Nice shot by Devereaux Sanders on the inbound pass. Brady Nick almost took it away from Schweitzer. Unable to get it, though. Now up the floor they go. Jayshawn Afu. His pass is intercepted by Boyd Jock. Here, outlet up the far side. Here's Brady Nick working in traffic. Off the glass and in. Good job by Brady Nick to make it a 13-point ball game, 55-42, as the Gators have the basketball up by 13. Lincoln North Star versus Lincoln High as Jay Shauna Fu has it near the logo. 4:51 to play in the fourth quarter. Here is Jay Shauna Fu working on the bigger defender of Lincoln High and Boyd Jock to Jaquise Fowler. Fowler now far away from the three-point line. His pass deflected a couple of times, and it's saved from going out of bounds. Watch out, Brady Nick, two-handed flush, and it's back to just an 11-point ball game. A 6-0 run in favor of the Lincoln High Lynx as they trail 55-44. Lincoln North Star with the basketball. Can't get too complacent. Here on the left side, it's Jay Shauna Fu. Every single possession, the Lincoln North Star Gators are waiting until 10 seconds or so on the possession clock, and then they'll start their action. A Fu guarded by Kamorion Taylor. Taylor wearing some cool purple shoes tonight as Jay Shauna Fu rocking some pink ones. Here, top of the key, it's a Fu with 4 on the possession. Pull up, fadeaway jumper, bounces around in a friendly home bounce as we have a whistle and a timeout called by Lincoln North Star with 3:53 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Gators just extended their lead to 13. We'll step aside, come back in 30 seconds here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to fourth quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sander back with you from Lincoln North Star High School here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Appreciate you tuning in wherever you may be, whether it's on the FM dial, the mobile app, the YouTube video stream, or any of our other avenues, our plethora of avenues. We appreciate you guys for making us your home for high school sports here in the capital city. 57-44 is your score. 3:53 to play in the ball game. 13-point advantage in favor of the Gators. Been a really good crowd on hand. Christmas break is here. Hack tournament on the other side of it. 57-44 your score. Lincoln High with the basketball out of the Gators timeout. Top of the key, it's Brady Nick. Now right side, Devereaux Sanders to Boyd Jock. Jock left side, Kamorion Taylor. A three-pointer is good from the left wing. Kamorion Taylor, a nice job by him. And it's back to a 10-point ball game, 57-47 with 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Lincoln High doing just enough to stay within it. Here's Jay Shauna Fu. 3:25 to play. They bring the double. Will Schaefer now with the basketball. Spins in the lane, gets doubled himself. Jaquise Fowler took it away from his own teammate Gatwich. Now dribbles into the double outside the lane. Schaefer reverse layup. Good. Nice job. A really impressive job by Jaquise Fowler of not allowing the moment and the pressure to get to him. Brady Nick in traffic. Gets the floater to go. A nice shot by Brady Nick. And we have a foul called on Boyd Jock with exactly 3 minutes to go on the inbounds pass as he tried to steal it away from G. Gatwich. 3 minutes exactly on the game clock, 59-49 in favor of Lincoln High, or excuse me, rather Lincoln North Star. Lincoln High just committed another foul. Boyd Jock has 4 personal on the day. Down low, Schaefer to Gatwich. Watch out, two-handed slam for G. Gatwich. Two minutes and 41 seconds to play. Pull-up jumper. Cruz was able to sell the contact. Jackson Cruz, a nice job by him. And this is what's going to be Lincoln High's best friend here. Points with the clock stopped. Jackson Cruz at the line. Takes 2 dribbles and fires away. And that first one is good. It is now 61-50. Two minutes and 38 seconds to play. The second free throw on the way for Cruz is also good. So we're back to a 10-point ball game. 61-51. 2.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Jordan Castor back into the game. Castor does have 4 personal fouls. So Brian Castor's been having him on the bench. Is in the lane. It's deflected. It's going to go out of bounds off of the hands of Jordan Castor, who continues to stare at the official. And it's going to be Lincoln High basketball with them trailing by 10 and 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Brady Nick holds the basketball, far corner. It's Cruz. Cruz steps back, looks to Devereaux Sanders. Devereaux takes one power dribble, cross-court pass. Brady Nick, three-pointer on the way. It's too short, and we have a foul called on the whistle on Jaquise Fowler as Brady Nick will go to the line to shoot 3 shots. So that foul goes on Jaquise Fowler. That's number 2 on him. Brady Nick back to the line. He goes to shoot 3. The first one on the way. It's good. Two minutes and 12 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. It's a 9-point ball game. Brady Nick's second free throw is no good. It hit halfway down and it bounced out. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the fourth. 61-52. Brady Nick trying to make it an 8-point ball game. And he does. 61-53. Lincoln High trails by 8. They bring Russell Rux back into the game for Kamorion Taylor. Full court pressure for Lincoln High defensively. They get it into Castor, do the Gators. He throws it over the top to Fowler. Fowler now to Schweitzer. Schweitzer back to Castor. Castor, chest pass to Gatwich, who is across the timeline. Gatwich, right side Schaefer, almost threw it out of bounds. Now to Fowler. Fowler takes one dribble, throws it back out to Castor. Richie Ross not happy that they weren't able to get a turnover there on the defensive pressure. He looks back at his coaches and goes, so close, and shows his hands. On the right side, here's Castor, dribbles top of the key, kicks it out. Gatwich, 3-ball on the way. Gatwich hits it. 64-53 with 1:35 to go, and that felt like it might have just done it unless Brady Nick can make some magic happen. He puts it back after he misses his initial shot, and Richie Ross wants to talk things over. It's a full timeout for Lincoln High. Brady Nick looks to be a little banged up. He might be cramping on that Lincoln High sideline. It is going to be a full timeout. Let's go ahead and take our final timeout of the night. 64-55, your score. One last word for our friends and our sponsors here of High School Hoops. In just 60 seconds, we'll come back on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Now back to fourth quarter action on 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sayer back with you from Lincoln North. Floor. That was number 5, though, on Boyd Jock, and so Jock's day is done. That was just the 4th team foul on Lincoln High, so one more until they're in the bonus. Schaefer to Gatwich. Layup in the lane is good. It's back to an 11-point game, 66-55. Lincoln High going the other way, trailing by 11. Russell Rux crosses over, almost lost the basketball. Cruz pull up, long 2. It rattles around and it falls. A nice shot by Jackson Cruz who looks to be cramping a little bit on that left leg. Castor weaving his way through traffic, gets it to Gatwich. Gatwich in the lane, shot is blocked, and a foul is called against Devereaux Sanders with 53.1 on the game clock. It's a 66-57 ball game. And going to the line is G. Gatwich. Remember, tonight, once the Nebraska wrestling duel against North Carolina concludes, they will have the post-match show coming your way from the Devaney Sports Center as Nebraska wrestling takes on number 16 North Carolina tonight. Sunday, they face off against number 5 Oklahoma State, a team that's already beaten them this season. After North Star goes 1 for 2 at the line, Jackson Cruz fires the 3 and drains it to make it a 67-60 ball game with 44 seconds to go in the ball game. We have a timeout on the floor called by Lincoln High, but a really nice job by Jackson Cruz. It's not been his night shooting the basketball. It's been an uncharacteristic struggle for Jackson Cruz, who came in averaging double figures, but Jackson Cruz now on the sideline. Looks like he's getting stretched out by a couple of his teammates as Richie Ross is telling his guys what he wants to do defensively. You know, they'll extend the defensive pressure. Once again, one Lincoln High player has fouled out of the game, and that's Boy Jock, one of the starters for Lincoln High. Richie Ross. What can he have his guys do here in the final 44.1 seconds of action? Jordan Castor for Lincoln North Star also has 4 fouls. He's their leading scorer not only on the season but also tonight. It'll be Lincoln North Star basketball out of Lynx timeout. Schweitzer is the inbounder. Looking around, he gets it into Jay-Sean Afu. Afu back to Schweitzer. They bring the double as the pass across the timeline to Castor. Castor now looking around, and he's going to get knocked and fouled by Kamorion Taylor with 35.5 on the game clock. And I believe this will send Jordan Castor to the line to shoot 1-and-1. And that is true. Or excuse me, 2 shots. Castor at the line. First one on the way. It's good. 68-60. Lincoln North Star will go ahead and clear out the lane. They will send 3 guys back in Gatwich, Schaefer, and Schweitzer. 3 Lynx ready to defend and rebound the ball. As the second free throw is also good, and Jaquise Fowler will check in for Jordan Castor. 69-60 is your score. 35.5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Here's Brady Nick crossing over. Nick across the timeline, working on Fowler, hands it off Cruz. Cruz, I'd imagine, will pull up at some point here. He spins, floater on the way, no good. Defensive rebound, Schweitzer, and Schweitzer is intentionally fouled by Kamorion Taylor, and that will just about do it with 20.3 seconds to go in the ball game. It is 69-60. Lincoln High trails by 9 to Lincoln North Star, and Easton Schweitzer is going to the line to shoot 2 shots. Schweitzer fires away. The first one is good. 70-60 as he's extended their lead. 20 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 10-point North Star advantage, make it 11. 71-60. Lincoln High with the basketball. They'll inbound it. Nobody's guarding the ball, and Brady Nick gets it for the Lynx. He'll cross the timeline. Brady Nick crosses over on the right wing, tries to draw a foul, unable to do so, misses everything, gets his own miss, pulls back up from the near corner. That one does not fall. Defensive rebound fought for by Jay-Sean Afu, and Gatwich now has it. and they will allow the clock to expire. You'll hear the horn, and your final score, the Lincoln North Star Gators 71, the Lincoln High Lynx 60. And how about this? Lincoln High, a little bit of extracurricular after the horn, as Lincoln North Star, as the horn sounded, as a team, all dunked the basketball, and Lincoln High chose not to shake hands with them. And so Lincoln High heads back to the locker room as Lincoln North Star goes through the line and shakes the hands of coaches. Richie Ross was visibly frustrated by the decision by Lincoln North Star to dunk that basketball, and that'll be something to watch down the road here. But for the meantime, Lincoln North Star wins it 71-60. They knock off the Lincoln High Lynx here at North Star High School. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds with the post-game show here on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Welcome back to high school basketball on 93.7 The Ticket. Calling all the action, here is Nick Sainert.
All right, a little bit of extracurricular at the end of that one, but it still doesn't take away from what was a really entertaining game, despite it being an 11-point and a double-digit ball game for a good chunk of it. It was a really strong matchup, and we coming in, we didn't know, obviously, this was going to be the toughest test for the Lincoln High Lynx that we've seen them go up against in their very early stages of the season, right? Just this was the 6th game of the campaign for Lincoln High, and you didn't know necessarily how much they had been tested in the past, but despite falling 71-60, you feel pretty good about things if you're Richie Ross. You look at some things in an uncharacteristic struggle of a performance for Jackson Cruz, especially in the early going. Lincoln North Star did a really good job defensively on Brady Nick in the first half. And then you struggle with a little bit of foul trouble in the first 4 minutes of the first quarter with guys like Boyd Jock, who eventually fouled out of the game, and then also Kingston Cruz, who was your 6th guy, your first guy off the bench. And so ultimately, Lincoln High, there's a lot that you can take away from an 11-point loss in the early stages of the season as you try to get to Pinnacle Bank Arena in the state tournament for the first time as a program since 2010. Richie Ross did some really interesting things towards the end there, especially defensively in pressure and full court pressure. There was definitely some things that Richie Ross drew up that were encouraging, I think, if you're a Lincoln High supporter. For the North Star Gators, this was one of your tests, and you passed it in impressive fashion. Every single time Lincoln High was kind of punch and try to get within single digits, you did a really good job of extending your lead back to 12-14. At one point to 17 points was the biggest lead for the Gators tonight, and a really nice job by players like Jordan Castor, Will Schaefer, Easton Schweitzer. Those guys really settled down the things for the Gators offense. And then also, how about Jay-Sean Afu coming off the bench and providing some valuable minutes on a night where Gatwich was struggling offensively, but also Jordan Castor, who is the leading scorer for the Lincoln North Star Gators, was struggling with a little bit of foul trouble as well. Really encouraging performance for both sides as Lincoln High falls 71-60 to the Lincoln North Star Gators. Lincoln High, as I mentioned in the pregame show, This is the first of 3 consecutive road games for the Lynx. They will travel to Burke and then to Grand Island. 2 games you feel like they have a pretty good shot at, especially that Grand Island matchup. And they now fall to 4-2 overall. For Lincoln North Star, they improve to 3-1 on this young season. And this is going to be a good season coming up here in just the next couple of weeks as Christmas break ensues and the HAC tournament is on the other side. And as the calendar flips over, plenty more high school hoops coverage coming your way on 93.7 The Ticket. For Nick Wyman and Austin Norman back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios, this is Nick Sainert saying so long from Lincoln North Star High School. Your final score, one last time, 71-60. The Lincoln North Star Gators improved to 3-1 with the win over the Lynx tonight here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins.